Okay, hello and good morning. So let's go ahead and test it. Okay, appears we're gonna be having some chaos off in the background here. Such things happen. Long story short, yeah, this is a bit of a test to see how this whole streamy dealy can or cannot possibly work. So if you're looking at this later, since well nobody's here at the moment. To be fair, I announced it about 5 seconds ago, but hey. You know, as per usual, not really paying a whole lot of attention to doing that properly. So here's the deal. Team-wise, same thing as before. Obviously, nothing really had a reason to change. But I changed everyone's equipment around a little bit. Basically, Barkley went for just a longer version of the sword here. Still keeping Felix on the old sword and board type situation. Axes on her, hammer on her, hammer on him, axe on him. He's still doing this whole situation. And then Lady Style here is going to be a Dragoon. So we're going to be doing that. I think that actually happened last time. Honestly, I can't remember what happened last time. That was kind of funny. I've got a bit of a backlog of everything but this for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. Let's see, Canopus here. I don't really want to have him doing anything but this build right now. So I think the rogues pretty insanely high accuracy would hopefully counter this, but I don't know for sure. So who knows? Well, I say insanely high. It's not like the craziest, most absurd accuracy ever. They just have slightly higher accuracy, I believe. But even right now, like compared to Volkert, it's still he has 50% less than Volkert at the moment. But such things happen. So a funny thing, by the way. Lately, I've been testing another kind of challenge run that I've actually been enjoying the hell out of, which I know I could basically describe every other challenge run that I do that way. But specifically, well, it's one that I was calling the BD69 challenge for the time being. It's definitely a working title. But who else do I want here? I probably want Goal Getter and Sarah. Do I want long range refreshment wench in here? Because I think, yeah, I don't think a TK is going to help much. Because you know, I want to hopefully have some more sustainability going on in this party. So there we go. I think that'll work out pretty okay. Alicia is a TK as well. No, let's put you in the back then. Actually, let's put you in the second line. That'll do it. Sounds like a pretty solid way to go about it. But yeah, so, the challenge I was talking about. Basically, after watching and rewatching friggin' SEO Bridge way too many times, yeah, just got inspired to, I don't know, I got this whole thing for a little while where it's like, I really want to play something MMO-esque. And then I go and, like, friggin' turn on RuneScape and all that, and like, maybe not. And then end up going and playing some Monster Hunter for a while. I'm like, this is pretty fun, but what else? And then finally just had the idea of, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and test between both versions of TO? And just do this run where the basic idea is, you know, the usual kinds of you can't retreat, you can't reload your save kind of stuff. But with the exception that in one case, you can actually retreat. That is, if Denim actually runs away. I probably should mention that right off the bat. But Denim is the only character that matters. The long and short of it is, he's the only one you can change the class of, he's the only one that you can change the equipment of. Everybody else is just some rando NPC that's just kind of there. So this means that all your dudes at the very start will always have starting equipment. But at any point, you can go hire somebody from the shop, and they won't have any skills. You're not allowed to edit anyone's skills either. So yeah, they wouldn't have any skills, but they can have updated equipment. On top of this, all your characters have to be set on AI, and the only one you can directly control is Denim. And you know what? You'd think this would be annoying, which its actual intent is to be annoying. Because if you've never seen that series, by the way, it's absolutely worth a look. Also, apparently, more kids' toys getting a little bit louder than I thought. Freaking 2 rooms away, it's like, hi, I'm blaring bajillion noise joules. What the hell is the sentence? Decibels? There we go, decibels. Bajillion decibels. That's the one I totally meant to say from the very beginning. Ah, that delicious coffee. Gotta say, this Amaretto stuff is pretty great. Stupidly pricey, so we're never gonna be doing that again, but it's nice. Alright, so she's gonna circle herself. For this map, you generally don't want to actually charge ahead anywhere, but I do want this lady out of the way if that's at all possible. So, idea is that nobody's moving forward anywhere until the cockatrices are dealt with, because they will get all up in your butthole and make petrification happen, and that's not fun for anyone. So yeah. Probably should let Panfericus know that I'm doing this right now, huh? Wonder if he's asleep or something. I don't know. But yeah, you know. Oh, hello there, Mr. Celtic Spear. How are things? How's all the stuff and the happenings? I know, so, by the way, I was gonna do a whole on-record thing this morning, and then two things happened. First of all, I realized, hey, my backlog isn't actually done on those yet. And second of all, this controller's being a little bit janky, so if you see it randomly flying off into random directions and or pushing buttons I didn't push, there you go. So there's that. By the way, Celtic, the series I was talking about yesterday that friggin' no one's heard of is this one. So believe it or not, they made like 5 of these games, arguably more than that, depending on how you want to count it. And they're actually really good. Like, I'm sure you've heard of FFT at least, and this is basically the series that made that happen. So, going pretty good. How's the stream? Well, it's existing. I mean, it currently seems alright. Does it sound alright on your end? Hopefully I got the volumes right. Looking at my little bars here, everything seems right, but that's never been an indication of anything being correct in the past, so... yeah, I don't even know why those previews are there, for that matter. Because, yeah. Oh, and, well, I was hoping for Bane to survive this, but I guess we're not getting Bane or Sistina. They both just died. Yes, yes. Yeah, go stop that plan. Oh, volume's fine? Good. Go stop that plan. Okay, perfectly fine. He also knows that Sistina's kind of being held captive 1 map away. We're never gonna find out, and she's totally gonna die now. So, good job, Bane. You know, going and stopping that whole thing and instead of trying to save your friend, douche. Whatever. But yeah, anyway, so to explain, since I'm not sure if you've seen this one before, so One Vision is essentially a like a total rebalance mod of this game. The idea is, I should have gone for the cockatrice, actually. Okay, long-range freshman wench is going back here. He's probably gonna get 8. You know what, you need to go back and find a little bit of healing here. Probably should have picked up some better healing items. You will. Oh no! We've got angry babbins. Hang on, I gotta go check up on this. Give me a moment. Okay, never mind, we're apparently just pretending, and we're back. So, it's okay, what I was getting at here. So, it's essentially a series that's, at least for this game, can best be described as a ridiculously large-scale, almost Game of Thrones-esque situation. Oh my goodness. We're really gonna be doing this right now, aren't we, kiddo? Sorry, one of the kiddos that I watch really loves pretending that something's wrong. Like, on a really regular basis. But you always have to go check, so, yeah. Anyway, so, it's like an almost Game of Thrones type situation. But, any dang ways. Point is, you know, everything's all grim and dire, and all kinds of crazy stuff is going on, and it's mostly, like, medieval politics and that sort of thing. And then you still have the kind of low-key, fantastic elements showing up. So, there's that. And anyway, so One Vision is a mod that essentially comes in and changes the largest scale of the games into what is more to be considered the series norm. So, for example, like this general kind of balance is how most of the games kind of went, wherein, you know, there's less of a focus on absolutely min-maxing everything, but the option for that is very much there. So, for example, you know, let's take Night of Lotus. It's probably the one I played the most. Actually, no, I think at this one, it's this one. At this point, it's this one. But yeah, like, say you take this one, And well, okay, comparing with Knight of Lotus, so that's one that came out on the GBA there. So you have everybody start off with short swords, for example. Those things will last you a good half the game and still be decent. Like, potentially you could, if you really wanted to, you could use them all the way through the game. They would just suck. So that was the thing. Like, you have a bunch of stuff that may not be optimal, but it will still work. Like, the thing hasn't suddenly become a piece of dead weight because the levels have changed. So that was kind of the problem with the remake that came out here. This is a remake of like the second game that came out in the series, which is supposed to be the 7th episode. Yeah, they never really did explain what the whole deal was with putting them out completely out of order. Point being, though, I should have gone for a Fearful Impact. Actually, no, she wouldn't have been able to afford a Fearful Impact. But yeah, point being, the problem with that remake, it had a lot of cool stuff. Like it had all these new visuals, it had all kinds of new content and things like that. But somebody had stepped in. They're like, we need to make this an MMO for some reason. Except it's an online game and single player, or an offline game and single player. So why? But anyway, so that's exactly what they did. So like for example, you had your usual. Like, you have your 3 main healing items throughout all of them. You had your leaves, you had your seeds, you had your salves. And you're like, okay, you need like +1, +2, +3, +4, plus friggin' whatever of each one. So you're there with like, I think Rake said like 23 different healing items, of which people usually only use like 1 or 2. And it was like, that was the issue. It was that all the time. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff that just... It was MMO-isms for the sake of MMO-isms. So, it wasn't ideal. Like, it was still a fantastic game, don't get me wrong, but just saying it had a bunch of really questionable design decisions. So, but yeah, so Celtic, by the way, if you want a unmodded version of the ROM, just let me know. I basically always keep a copy on hand for the sake of showing this thing off because it's amazing, and because the base game tends to sour a lot of people on series, I've found. But yeah. So I heard a guy was making this mod over a year ago. It's like, yes, I will try to spread the word of this as far as I can. But yeah, so this is a challenge run of that, basically, wherein the idea is to kind of test how strong the main healers are at this point. Oh, hang on. Be right back. Somebody's here for something. Alrighty, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Random piece of mail came in. You know, it's kind of funny, because for the longest time I actually didn't actually know that Amazon started just hiring out individuals to deliver stuff, but it looks like that's just pretty much a normal thing now. We just got a bunch of Christmas gifts in and all that. And every one of them is just some random dude. Keep expecting UPS or something. I guess it was cheaper for them to hire their own folks. Alright. Felix, why don't you go start working on this lizard? But yeah, so, Mr. Celtic. So, this, the series in general, or rather, specifically these ones, the Tactics Ogre ones, because there were 2 different sections to the series. So you had Tactics Ogre, which is this, which is, you know, the whole FFT type of thing. And then you had Ogre Battle, which is kind of like, Honestly, the closest thing that I could use to describe it is like FFT meets Command and Conquer meets Rise of Nations, which is a really awkward way to put it. But the idea is just it's like a whole like real-time strategy kind of thing, and it works. Oh man, I forgot about. I keep forgetting Felicia's a Dark Knight. But yeah, so like it's like a whole real-time strategy kind of thing. It's pretty dang solid. It's a little bit hard to follow at times because, like for example, with March of the Black Queen, the very first one, it's just a chaos of utter like just madness all the time, to the point where even your classes are unlocked at random, which personally I love. But yeah, definitely one of those ones that's kind of a hidden gem there. But yeah, so it's a pretty wide series. It's got a whole lot of stuff that they tried to do. Actually, this one in particular, they tried to add so many features that it just basically collapsed under the weight of itself. Which is presumably... I really want to know at what point that whole MMOism thing actually kicked in. Because you can even see some early trailers. Like when they're going and just advertising the whole thing, and that stuff isn't there. You see classes using abilities that they don't end up having in the end game. And just all kinds of stuff. So, I don't know. I have a feeling that was a very last-minute decision, and it definitely feels that way. Just because there's just a whole lot of strange stuff that happened there. Probably the best thing being, like, where you have you have some of your MMO type stuff that, how do I even describe it? Like, if you've ever played RuneScape, that's probably a good way to put it. Like, they had a whole bunch of stuff that was there just to fill skill slots. Like, one of them, for example, you have to beat the entire game. You have to, let's see, you have to beat the entire game, which is like give or take 30 hours if you're playing it quick. If you're playing it slow, it can take you over 100. You've got the Palace of the Dead twice, so that's potentially up to 100 floors if you decide to clear every single floor. So 100 battles, but typically it's going to be like maybe 30, 40, depending on how you do it. If you take all the shortcuts and everything. Then from there, you basically have to go beat what is essentially a harder version of the end boss again. And at that point, you unlock you unlock a single guy with a unique class and a unique ability to tell how many points somebody has. I think it was either like that they had or that they've used. To give you an idea of why this is pointless, let's take a quick look at the menu here. So, you see that little thing on the bottom right that says SP 85 points? That is how many points they've got. Sure glad that I spent about 150 hours unlocking that ability. That's useful. Alright, Celtic, you have a good day. See you later then. And yeah, sorry it wasn't an AC thing, but there's gonna be another one of those out later today, so... if you want to see Toothpick get rocketed, there you go. I don't know why I'm going and collecting all these bags right now. I'm pretty solid on hauberks. I don't really need any more. No, Lieutenant Goalgetter. Come back. You know what? Might as well just opt for this, I think. Give everybody a little bit of a buff against arrows. Although I haven't really been running into them as much. I'll say this fight seems a little bit easier than I remember it being last time. There we go. Automatically up to 100% again. Gotta love True Flight. Thing is pretty darn handy. It still sucks that Sistina died, but oh well. Yeah, I always, I don't know why, they're one of my favorite characters to have on the team. They're not super amazing or anything, it's just, I think I really like the color yellow. Oh well, they dead now. So we only get Volkert. So, plus side, you know, you get Volkert. Also, I don't know why I'm not playing this in fast forward. It's gonna end up taking forever if we don't do that. Alright, goodbye, Felicia. Alright, I think it's time to start taking out Darza. He doesn't really have any healing element, so best way to do it. And then I'll probably have Field Down try to recruit that Enchantress up there. It's weird, because you look at the hat and you immediately think, yeah, that's a witch. No, that's not a witch. The witch is there in a trench coat with some weird fluffy stuff. Why? Who knows? Don't ask. You don't ask these questions. Alright, Deadshot 2... Bam! Actually, we might not even have time to recruit that dude. Or lady. Whatever. Yep, goodbye. Dead. But yeah, so that's one of those big changes from base game to One Vision that I really love. That all your generics can actually be competent. You don't have to rely on unique characters to accomplish everything, because that's a very JRPG kind of thing. Like, you're not famous enough to not suck. Clearly. Alright, well, plus side, skipped a fight, I guess, but now we don't get dudes. Actually, come to think of it, then we didn't get Habrim early either. You know, did they ever actually explain what the hell Lena and Habrim are doing in that friggin' fort when you end up saving her? He just sort of shows up like, yeah, just doing a jailbreak, you know, just kind of happen to be here in this fort in the middle of the ocean or whatever. Well, I guess on the coast more so than the ocean. Still, though, I thought he was operating on the absolute other end of the island. Who the hell knows? Oh well. Save it, just in case it crashes, as per usual, and go to Chariot. So this fight's a little bit harder on account of having 2 less people. But probably going to do the same thing of having my fencers out front. Actually, let's make them into second liners, I think. I think the TKs are probably good enough to start handling some weight of their own up front. So I'm going to do that. Going to put you here, going to put you here. We need a lot of damage for this one. Archers are a lot less useful for this one, so I'll give Canopus some field time. Let's get Wench in here, and let's get... I think let's get Lady Style some XPs. Now, one quick thing. I think I can upgrade you to some degree, can't I? Yeah, that's at 10. What about your hammer? Do you have an upgrade on your hammer? Yes, you do. That is also at 10. Well, fine then. Right, and 1 level off from having a helmet. I like having heavy armor and helmets on my TKs. So we'll do that at some point. Oh, hello, more peoples. You can see that there's 3 people here. So, just so you know, if at any point you want to see some stuff tested, or you have any questions about anything whatsoever, do let me know. And I will attempt to answer them as best I can and all that sort of thing. But alright, so here's the plan. First of all, Refreshment Wench is not going to be doing a whole lot of refreshing. She's actually just going to be hammering away at this guy. And yes, I will keep this on fast forward. Also, let's go ahead and zoom that mess out. So she's actually going to be carving her way out this way, because once that guy gets to the middle, it's a little bit annoying to deal with all of them. Everybody else is going to pile in the center. Probably going to have Canopus here on defense. Actually, let's have you doing this. So yeah, he's going to be here mostly to protect Mr. Freshy over here, and get a little bit of axe practice in. And we'll move on down this way. Actually, you know what's great, let's have Denim going this way too. If he gets around the side, then stuff's all well and nifty. So yeah, we'll have 3 on the right side. Everybody else can run down the middle. Except for Lady Style, who can sit back here and be a rookie. Observe, rookie! This is how random skirmishes happen. But this guy is one of those ones that I kind of feel bad for, because realistically, like, his whole shtick is he's gotten all these people together, he's gotten all this stuff going on. I'm gonna think of it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, okay. That's confusing. His whole shtick is that he has to get 30 grand, right? First of all, you can just ask. I mean, we'd probably just give him that much, because at this point of the game, it's really not that much. Actually, Rakes had mentioned that maybe it's possible at some point to have a text option to just say, hey, I have that on me, why don't I just pay you? I was like, oh, okay, cool. I just like to... Excuse me. You know what? Hang on. Ah, puppy getting into stuff. Jeez. Alright, yeah. We have this lab that we ended up getting back recently. So we actually, as I'm sure anyone looking at this would be aware, my wife and I train service animals as a volunteer gig. And yeah, we ended up getting one back recently to go for, just basically to just come back and stay with us, since, you know, it's a whole long story there. But point being, now he like keeps eating baby pacifiers and doing that kind of thing. It's weird. Keeps trying to go eat baby stuff. Why's he gotta be so chewy? Oh well. We'll get past those bad habits someday. Alright. So I think at this point, stuff's going pretty well, especially with that 40% hit. That'll be pretty solid. Even with only Fulcred here, this isn't a terribly difficult fight as long as you know what you're doing. So as long as you end up covering all the different lanes here, for lack of a better term. I've never actually seen them run around the backside here. They just don't seem to realize that that's there. But as long as they can't get any kind of circular type patterns, their group isn't terribly well suited for surviving for a terribly long period of time. But one thing I was trying to get at earlier is, okay, so his whole goal is that he needs 30 grand. So his whole party, if he just went and hired them, like, I know most of them aren't even available at the store. But, oh no, they took out Mace. Crap. That changes some stuff. Yeah, some of these guys do have the ability to turn stuff around. So I guess they're making me eat my words, as you do. Also, I love that they have Regenerate now. See a lot more regen going on. But okay, so his goal is 30 grand. His party, even as is, like, if they all were at the lowest possible price at the store, would be 20 grand on their own. It's kind of funny. And then, you know, accounting, let's say double for those golems. If we're talking the original game, then actually I think they were, yeah, I think the base price was double that of people. So then he'd already be up to 26 grand. And assuming the same thing for the bird people, then he'd actually be at exactly 30 grand for his party, not counting the random orc, which I don't think you actually could hire in the store, if I recall. But anyway. Random food for thought that isn't edible. Alright. Moving on, moving on. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for Dagon here. He can't really do a whole lot of hiding right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to talk to him. You can't actually recruit him or anything, it's just, you know, it's there for the sake of training his skill up a little bit. If you didn't know, even if you don't end up succeeding with an ability, you still get experience in it. So, it's very useful just to have them randomly talk to strangers. Who knew? I've been friggin' leveling up recruit for a very long time. Turns out I'm still not terribly good at it, but okay. We continue beating this guy with a stick. Dandy. And lots of swords. Man, that guy was carrying a lot of stuff. Ah, that amaretto coffee, though. Pretty darn dandy. Oh, by the way, also, if you're into that sort of thing, as the second part of the whole streamy test thing, there was a live testing series I was actually thinking about doing for a while now. That might be happening later today, if you know, if time and babies permit. So we'll see how that goes. That'd be pretty fun to do too. I think it ties pretty well with Tio. Alright, let's get Faded Circle going here, and yeah, Dagon's basically screwed himself because he can't escape that little spot anymore. I'm just gonna have you start training your spears. There we go. If you didn't know, spears are, well, anything really is very useful as far as training goes. Just keep them with their crappiest weapon. I just have them sit all the way in the back and just randomly poke people in the back. Usually they won't do enough damage to really affect anything, and they'll be able to train up while they're doing nothing else. It's handy. It's kind of weird that we're this late into Chapter 2, and I still haven't gotten a finisher on anyone. Odd. Clunk. Alright. By the way, hopefully those noises in the background aren't too loud. If anyone happens to be in front of the keyboard, would be good information to know. Donk. Come to think of it, did I upgrade his sword? Yes, I did give him a parry blade. Okay, good. Because yeah, side grade katanas are basically like defensive swords at this point, which is pretty useful. Let's go attack a bush. Why not? Attacking bushes is fun. Maybe she was just watering the plants. That's what it was. Just did it a little bit too violently. Can you plunk this guy in the head? Sure can. And got a stun proc. Not that it really matters, because Dagon's basically screwed anyway. But we're just getting everybody a little bit of free experience at this point. Aw. Alicia got punched in the head. And checkmate. Yep. Yes, 30,000. Okay, got a Jitty. I know it's a Jite or whatever, but I like calling it a Jitty. An Aquarius, which I'm pretty sure was the first one that we've been able to get so far. And before I ate my words, because it's wrong. Is it? Yeah, no, we already have 4. Okay, whatever. Whatever, I'll just be wrong all the time then, jeez. Okay, what are we looking at skill-wise here? You've got points. How the hell do I not have counter hit on you yet? Yeah, put that crap on. Alright, what about you? You just get a skill slot. You need something or other. Yeah, you get field alchemy. Make you good at that whole basketball thing. I think that, can we buy those yet? Oh, by the way, as far as if anyone's wondering what I was talking about with the 30 grand not being a impossible goal at this point, we just sell all our garbage equipment here. We can basically get to that right away. Apparently, I've done a lot of selling already. I've been noticing I don't really have a whole lot of dudes that wear leather paints. It's just a random observation. Also, if I hadn't bought these lobbers, I would already have enough money, but such is not to be the case right now. Okay, get rid of those claws, get rid of those gladii, probably the rapiers too. Pick up more later if I need them. But yeah, we're already past 30 as you can see. Get rid of one of those, really need only one of each thing right now. Actually, I think we're good on sheets. Go. Stick with bye-bye. And yeah, we're already at 38k, so that gives you an idea. What else? Yeah, I do want to pick up another one of those for one of my archers. That hasn't changed. That does not appear to have changed. What about these? Give me like 20 of them suckers. And holy water. Give me another 20 of them. Yeah, those things are expensive, but they're worth it. Nothing new class mark wise that I want to get. Although, I'm gonna waste the wild. And if you didn't know about this, just a useful bit of info, you can get all of your, starting with that last fight, the Bayan fight, and or if you're on Law, then that would be, what's his face? The Zapan fight. Basically, as soon as you beat that place, you get access to all of the Lizard class marks. So if you're looking for Hoplites, Juggernauts, Patriarchs, or if you're looking for Familiars for all of your little flighty dailies, all of them are here. So, there you go. You can make them. They're a little bit pricey to make, but they're there. Right, I can't make alternate versions of a lot of stuff yet. But... yeah, never mind. We're going to boat. Might say it doesn't bode well. Oh, let's not. Like, hey, check it out, we're having a resistance over here. And it's usually Sistina over here. I've actually, you know what, I don't remember the last time I actually saw this one. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go get some dudes and go Pelagian, I guess. Although he's back to his, he put on his helmet for this cutscene. Like, yeah, dude, that entire country isn't our issue. Like, 3 dudes over there that are causing all these troubles. He wants to join the Pratty. Yay, join the Pratty. Didn't mean to go there. Okay. Now we can resort ya. Oh. Hang on there. Had a quick message come in here. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my connection here, but hopefully all's well and good. Seeing a bunch of weird connection issues going on. Okay, Archive Police. Let's see if I can remember which fight this is, because I don't think it's... It might be Zapan. I don't know for sure. But we're going to stick Fulkert in the front here. These midline fencers seem absolutely fantastic. These guys should be just about ready to hop over to level 10, which will give them access to all kinds of neat goodies. Field Down I should probably update at some point, because it feels like he's dropping behind in power, but we're alright so far. Yeah, if this is the one I think it is, I don't really want to risk putting Lady Style in here. Mace would be necessary. We can put him up here, and let me double check, because I think Fulkert has Aegis, but I'm not sure. Hell yeah, he does. Okay. Does he have Rampart? Hell yeah, he does. Okay, perfect. So we've got a perfect area control knight already ready to go. Alright. And for that, we'll probably stick Mace in the second line so that he can assault when needed. Yeah, it's Zapan. Excuse me, pup. You better go to your bed, right now. I think this guy just over here is completely rocking it. So, if you're unaware, as far as weapon skills and such like that, there's a whole crapload of ranked skills in this game, but weapon skills are probably the one you're going to see the most of, and in OV, due to the fact that they lowered a lot of stats, due to the fact that they changed a lot of things, it's basically a situation where weapon skill matters a lot more than level now. That was previously not the case. Like, for example, if you had a level difference of 4 or more, odds are you'd see one guy completely dominating the other while the other did absolutely no damage to him. Of course, there were exceptions for certain classes and certain weapons, but by and large, that was kind of the situation there. By the way, this would be the perfect moment for Airburst, because this would probably do like 100 plus to each of these, but oh well. I guess I don't get to have nice things right now. Whatever. Put a little bit of a cut on Zapan. Move back here, form a bit of a line, get a little bit of free healing, and wait. Alright. Oh yeah, but anyway, so what I was getting at, in OV, weapon skills are probably, arguably, the most important skill to determine how good somebody is. Like, for example, I've recently seen the most extreme example I've seen as of yet. I couldn't think of any more awkward way to put that. But the most extreme example I've seen yet is where I had Denim, which again, he's basically at the same stat level as everybody else. He has a few better stats, but it's nothing to the point where like he's going to be doing 20 extra damage or something like that. He might do 1, or he might take hits a little bit better. But those questions at the start of the game, they actually matter now. Point being, though... Crap. Keep that feeling where you like randomly cough something up, or just something comes up and you don't know what that is. Man, that's unpleasant. What the hell is that? Okay, point being. So I had Denim with a level difference of, what was it? I think he was like 12 levels behind. And he had, 12 levels behind, like 3 tiers behind in equipment. But he was still easily able to overpower a guy. Let's see, I think he had... He might have even still been in mail. I think it was like mail and leggings. Like mail and leather leggings and 2 cutlasses, if I recall correctly. But yeah, so he was doing that sort of thing. And yeah, sure enough, I think he had rank 6 swords at the time, but he was a dual wield build, and was still able to beat a hoplite Let's see. 12 levels higher, was decked out in worm scale. So however that ends up coming together. So, yeah. Go figure. He was just sitting there, like, dodging and tanking hits for a very long time. And by tanking, by the way, I mean he was a Buccaneer, so they have a skill that basically is like, okay, you can ignore the next melee hit. So the combination of just him evading super well because of the weapon skill, as well as that evadability, just basically allowed him to win it out. And it probably sounds like a construction site behind me. Let's see, has everybody left already? That seems very possible with those noises. Huh, surprisingly not, go figure. Alright, well hello 3 people that are still here. How's your day going? Hopefully pretty well. Alright. An air burst. I want an air burst. I kinda want an air burst. So yeah, 104, 97, like, the bursts are really strong now. Which I actually thought they were overpowered before, but according to Rakes, they're supposed to be the equivalent of tier 2s, whereas burst 2s are, I'm assuming, the equivalent of tier 4s. So, hopefully that. Okay, well, we gotta evacuate Mace. Unfortunately, he's spending a lot of time on the ground. It's very possible I'm gonna end up replacing Mace, by the way. Simply because if I can get a hold of an orc of some description, I've been testing one of those in my other file, and oh my goodness, they are so good at being berserkers. Like to the point where I literally just have a guy just using Last Resort on every single turn, and just going and completely destroying everything in front of him. It's great. Like, he just runs around just stomping dudes like crazy. Okay, I don't know if there's even anyone with a bow in this map, but let's put Haze on. Just because she's got nothing better to do. Oh man, that noise in the background. It's not great. Yeah, Felicia, the Terror Knight over here. I couldn't think of anything more fitting for her than a Terror Knight. It's like, oh, she's looking all small and innocent. Like, no. She's easily crushed hundreds. Like, I don't know, in every one of my runs she turns out amazing. Again, nothing amazing stat-wise, just somehow really good. Or really lucky, or who knows what. Put an Aegis over on Barkley here. Oh, crap, I forgot to check if we can buy shots yet. Those would have really helped out here. Oh well. Crush it through, crush it through. The funny part is, you'd think not having monks would immediately make a whole bunch of these fights a complete no-go, but with a combination of regen and items and just all kinds of different heals from different sources, because there's a crap load of those now. Like, for example, Barkley here, he's got regen and he can keep using HP infusion. Like, he just can keep himself going, plus can basically just dodge everything else. So I'm not terribly worried about him surviving this. But the funny part is, those two, one or two slots dedicated to healers seem like they're absolutely necessary, but when you dedicate them to offense, you kind of just get the opposite effect, where suddenly just everybody's doing much better on offense. Suddenly you're having a much easier time overpowering everything, so it's just nice. And yeah, pardon for randomly going silent here. Waiting, the end of the stream, by the way, will be when my littlest one ends up getting up. And basically I'm just keeping an eye out here for him doing so. Because he'll be due for a feeding at some point. Alright, let's have you... Aw, I forgot to... Okay, so if you didn't know about this, Ginseng was added a few updates ago. Just basically it's a 50 TP charge item. But very, very, very handy for knights especially. So if you keep Field Alchemy 1 on them, you never have to worry about not having skill on hand. Alright. Not too much she can do, so I might as well just enrage here. It's funny, so I was doing that challenge run I was mentioning earlier with the AI last night. And it's funny because it's... I don't know, it's... As of recently, I've had a really hard time actually going back and enjoying vanilla again. So, if you didn't know, I was like going back and forth between the two versions to try and see if there's any kind of hidden gems in there that I didn't realize before. Because, like many people, I always constantly have that thing of like, oh yeah, there must be something there, you know, there must be something that was missed. There must be, you know, the weird rose-tinted goggles about the whole thing. I don't know what it is about the original. It's just got that whole thing going for it where just you always think, like as soon as you remember about things, like oh I remember it, you know, doing this and this and this, and it was so good at this and this and this, and then you go back and then it's like, wow, it actually does none of those things. Well, egg on my face kind of a situation. And yeah, like it's especially true for balance. Like going, like I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's between the two. Like say you're playing this one, right? It's like okay, you know, you have all your team members and you got to rely on each other and everything else, and you think, oh yeah, the original had that too, and it had all these different skills flying around and all these. No, you had like 2-3 people that would be good, and then the rest were just kind of throwing out debuffs because they literally had nothing better to do. And it's just weird because I keep going back thinking that exact same thing, which is like every time that I see it come up on, you know, on what's it on Reddit or whatever else, and people are saying like, oh yeah, no, all this stuff was there. That's why I always respond with like, just go back, and look. Just take a quick peek. Also, how the hell is that shot possible? Man, we lost field down. Which, granted, I should be focusing more on healing than overpowering here, but I have a feeling we're about to make the push through. Okay. Put ages on you. But yeah. So I don't know. It's just always it's a weird amount of rose-tinted goggles, I feel. And I guess just in many ways, maybe it's just a lot of folks think it's similar to how Vagrant's story was, which kind of, sort of, but that worked because it was a single-player thing. Oh, by the way, sorry about the overhead lag. That ends up happening specifically with an emulator. No idea why. It just kind of does. Alright, let's pop you. Do another Faded Circle. Yeah, the 100% hits from Faded Circle are absolutely devastating. Also, how would you like to have a Airburst? Thinking Starburst every time now. Alright, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Got burned. I love that ability. It's so handy now. Alright, I probably don't necessarily need to get him out of the way just yet, but I want to have somebody pushing on the left. So let's have Felicia doing this. Oh, by the way, that's a weird visual effect. That's also an emulator thing. That does not happen on any other either. In case you're wondering. Hello, Lizard. Goodbye, Lizard. It's been nice knowing you. Yeah, I don't have Eagle Eye on him. That's fine. Is that dude there? Yes, they are. I can't wait till Long Range Refreshment Wench can actually be Long Range Refreshment Wench. As, yeah, I'm still waiting to get Quench on her. Barkley is going to have some weapon skills for days after this. Ah, no! A few points short of Aegis here. That's fine. I'll just throw a leaf at ya. There we go, all healed. Bugman, you are completely done. Stop. Hang on. Sorry for yelling, give me a moment here. God, I swear, you'd think these dogs never drank. Like, literally, this... And there's those healing seeds again. Oh, by the way, to correct one guy from a few months ago, all those, oh, crap. Well, Denim just upgraded his dying skills, apparently. Okay, so, to correct a guy from months ago, and I'd appreciate if I could get a turn any one of these days. Thank you. The whole shtick with items, you know, basically just being available and somebody insta-healing with items and all that kind of thing. Yeah, that was there in the original, too. There was a guy that was saying, oh yeah, you know, this is why you don't mess with the game, I was already perfect, No. That is exactly like it was in the original, and I know this because last night I was testing that run, like I was saying, and yeah, Sure enough, exactly same thing, wherein somebody just came in and was like, oh yeah, no, I got Field Alchemy 2 way super earlier, and I just went and healed all the HPs because I'm super true like that. And they do that all the time. So no, that was absolutely there. In fact, healing in general, I feel, is just more illogical at this point. Let's put... Okay, by the way, if you're wondering why I left Refreshment Wench exposed here, which, yeah. You don't see that line very often. Perfect! It actually worked out! Wasn't sure that would. But what I was trying to say is I was trying to lure him in so I could beat him down with casters. And what do you know, the friggin' Dingleberry fell for it. So there we go. Goodbye. Get checkmated, son! What was that? It's called the plot. The plot just showed up and started stabbing dudes. Dang plot. Why is it always doing that? Doo-doo. And then he just conveniently grabbed Kashua, even though she was way in the back there. You know, I guess he can just kind of do that. Alright. Now we go back and take that castle for reasons. Do I want to do anything different, y'all? Aw, man. I don't want to do a random fight just to get them up to 10 before doing that one. Yeah, let's do a quick timeout here. I don't know if I actually did any timeouts on this file. I just really want to get them up to the next tier of equipment. This shouldn't take too long. I mean, it's timeout after all. Not you, let's get a fresh launch. Speaking of, how long till you can actually... Wait, are you? What? Oh, she can't use it anymore. Ah. Well, hang on. This is salvageable. Hang on. Well, she can't be an astromancer. Well, good news. You can be a refreshment wench now. Unfortunately, she no longer fits the title on account of ridiculous amounts of cleavage, but, you know, that is the entire point that I had her around for anyway. Any kind of different weapons I want to give her? I think she actually would make sense for a spear build. Just so she can stay far away, but only for counter hits. I wanted clarity too. Well. Oh well. I forget why I had lightning on her, but whatever, we'll just pop that sucker in there too. Let's give you a Balda. Balda Spear. Yeah, let's give you that. Suddenly her defender situation makes more sense. And I kind of want to turn Felix into something else then, because, I don't know. He's kind of been a solid meh at this point. And Dragoons aren't one-handers. Yeah, they can. Might just make him a Dragoon, actually. It would still fit what I was going for with him. Yeah, I think we'll do that. It's gonna mess up his equipment something fierce, but it'll be alright. Give him a hammer for the time being. Don't really have anything else to give him here. Whatever. Alright, let's stick Felix back here. Now then. Take a refreshment one shot at this one, stick those two in the back. Hopefully these guys can all just handle overpowering all of them. And let's see, can Canopus get anything new? Let's see, what is his thingy here? That is a 9. There's at least a reasonably decent chance that he's going to be able to use it after this fight. Provided nobody dies. Alright, what kind of spawn did we get here? We got 1 healer, that's doable. If you didn't know, there is a 3 healer spawn that is extraordinarily difficult to deal with. So I'm going to have the Dragoons go and attack the Archer, and have everybody else pile on this way. And then hopefully, let's have Canopus run down the middle. Hopefully by the time everyone's there to scrape the Dragoons off the ground, the rest of the group will be gone. Actually no, let's have you go attack this one. Idea is I need to get these side archers dealt with, just because they're going to harass the entire time otherwise. Ah, that stun is not needed though. Let's get some Xena on you. Xena, whatever. There we go. And you attack up the middle. But yeah, I need the archers gone, because they can be squashed pretty much immediately. Although I don't really have the power to do so at the moment, apparently. I attack him. Go this way. And the idea is to somehow get this healer to not heal. So it looks like the best way to do that will actually just be to do this. There we go. So these two are just gonna basically distract these archers. Okay, can you finish this guy? You sure can. Alright, good stuff. Thank you, Felicia. You are terrifying. Alright, stun is perfect. The stun just saved Felix. That one did not. Apparently just everything does a flat 80 to Felix for whatever reason. Alright, so healer did not heal herself. Perfect. Very good, and nobody else is within range of mace, so that situation is all good and dealt with. Healer's looking pretty rough, meaning this round's damage is actually going to stick. Alright, what else can we do here? Yeah, you need to go this way. Let's do a little bit of damage like that. What's going to do? Yeah, you need to get rid of this archer. And actually, I think she had points to do terrifying that turn, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. Ah, dicks! Okay, well, that there was a pretty massive wrench in the works. If anybody gets injured here, by the way, they're just going to stay injured. Because I don't really have time to get those guys up off the ground and also still win this, so I'm going to go ahead and not do that. Especially since Lady Style here can't seem to figure out what aim is, so that's a problem. Anyway, there we go. Healing element is gone. What else? Yeah, let's get Archer gone. Actually, no. Let's do Cut. And I wanted to recruit, but fine. Whatever. Let's finish them then. Okay, so she's gonna go after the caster now. Why doesn't she have terrifying thing at that? For that matter, why does she always seem to hit? I'm not gonna complain, but her stuns always seem to proc. Okay. There's a small chance that he can... Nah, he doesn't. The other shot's unsure, though. There we go. Let's do that. Alright, now there's enough control here that I can start doing some stuff. So first off, you get out of here. The others might be able to survive this. Oh, come on. This frickin' caster is really getting on my nerves. Yeah, I shouldn't have saved that guy. Shouldn't have saved Felix. We're in a little bit more dire of a situation. Well, anyway, caster's finally gone. Fruit, please. No chance. I'm just having no luck with ladies, dude. Much as I want to get her finished off, that's not going to happen. There we go. She's got it. Bum rush that archer. Please run forward. Thank you. Yes, Mace. Yes, you will. Let's Fearful Impact this. Get her worn down a little bit. Oh, and we got a Breach too. Which, by the way, axes with Terror Knights, amazing. Because they essentially get the combination of both Breach and both Breach and Fear. That's like instantly bottomed out defense. Just right there. Very handy. Oh, nice. 150. Holy crap. That's some bonus damage on that thing. Okay. TKs are up to 10. We can go take the castle now. Get you hammerfied. Right, no new armors available. I don't think, anyway. It's fine, it's not like we need them anyway. And, if you'll give me just one moment, I'm gonna go check on my little dude. One sec. Hello again. Alright, yeah, everything seems pretty well solid. Surprised that little dude's sleeping so late today. Seems like he'd be pretty darn hungry. Alright, so, first things first. Let's get you one of them things. Very yes on that. And second of all, Felicia, can you learn Demon's Pact? As much as I want to get Shadow Break, I want to have Demon's Pact on me at all times. Like I mentioned, I wanna go ahead and get that orc or ogre or whatever the hell crap he is. I wanna get that dude with the tusks if I ever find one and make it into a berserker. Because one of those with a fighter preference is amazing. So that's what we're gonna do. Now then, Felix has seen better days in terms of usefulness, but whatever, we'll make it work. Learn and instill. Not quite. That's at 7. Whatever. Do that at some point. Yeah, he needs 10 for any decent weapons. I'll just give you an axe for now. He's not really going to be participating for a minute. But that's fine. Circlet and bracers, I guess, because I don't know. Apparently decking our dragoons out like strippers here. Like, take these gloves and this jewelry. Alright. So this fight actually does apparently annoy some peoples. So let's see what we can get done here. So long range freshman wench actually can be a midliner now. So Denham's got his lady squad here. Let's get Voltaire and Fulcrit because we need to have a solid front line for this one. So 3 knights, mace, because there's a very good chance it'll be very useful. Barbariana, you're gonna go around. I want to use her on this. At the same time, I also kind of don't. Okay, we're gonna go 1 crossbow, 1 bow, and then who else? I guess technically we could use all 3. Nah, I want a TK over here. So we'll do that. One thing I do want to check on, though, do you have Aegis? No, you don't, and have no means to learn it. Awesome. What about you? You can learn it. Good job. Why don't you do that? Seeing as you're supposed to be the one doing all that healing there. What else? There was one more that I wanted to double check. Mace, yes. Do you have Last Resort yet? No, that's a 10. Okay, so he's got one more level for Last Resort. And let's hope this is good. Do this thing. Yes, yes, you are old and angry and are gonna feel real bad in a bit. So here's the scary thing about this fight. Pretty much sitting back here is the easiest way to deal with it, because if you run forward, there will be a brief moment early on where Ringdos there will run down, and basically if she gets beaten, you win the fight. But actually being able to get her taken down before she runs away and then you get encircled by friggin' knights and Zapan, not great. Not terribly great there. So here's what we're gonna do. First things first, buff items. What do we have on hand? Apparently next to nothing. Cool, I need to remember to actually get some of those. Alright, well, anyway, we're gonna let's go ahead and give some dodge up there. And I'm gonna have my archers stick to the right side. Basically, if you want to stick all your ranged options on one side, so you can take them out that way. Their healers are way in the back, so unless you've got a couple ninjas to go back there, specifically on the left, it's just not a realistic proposition to go take out both their healers. At most, you might be able to shut them down for a couple turns so you can deal with the front. So if you time it right, it's possible. There's definitely an opening right there to get a ninja through, but I don't have one of those at the moment. Typically, I mean, one thing you can do is like right here with Mace, you just stick one of your kind of weaker units up front and, you know, just kind of have them run down and hopefully something happens. If you have crossbows, you can take advantage of their range. So that's why I had a crossbow here. So they're going to go down and do the same. But the thing is, I'm going to repeatedly go and use items on it. So, running out of the crappy ones, I forgot to restock, as I always do. But I do at least have an area heal at this point. What we want to do, if at all possible, is just set up a kind of defensive line on the bridge. There's really not much you can be able to do aside from harassing early on, so just something to bear in mind. So harass them, let them get close, and just kind of withstand their attacks. That's the best way to do it. Knights are especially handy for this. If you can get a few phalanxes going, I think I only have one guy that can do phalanxes at the moment, or she can. She actually use them though, no. So yeah, only Fulgurt actually has the option of phalanxes at this point, which is fine. One guy is more than enough. Now, okay. So you set up a line up front, so you have your knights up front, and by second liners, that's a term that doesn't really get used that often, and it's you know, something that's kind of weird to explain. What I mean by second liners is just somebody that stands behind the knights there. Just essentially, when there's an opening, they run in and take a hit, and then they run away. So they're basically just hitters. They just come in, take a hit, and run off. They don't really do much else aside from that. You don't have them sitting up front and trying to dodge a tank or anything. They're just gone as soon as possible. So yeah. Oh, hello, Mr. Cristiano. Glad to hear it. I was really glad to see more people trying this mod lately, so you know, it's always great to hear that people are liking the mod. Cause yeah, when I tried it last year, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get the word out about this because this is freaking amazing. Like, it just basically brought out all the potential that the game had, and it's still going, it's still being made, still being adjusted, still being built. Sorry for that random flickering effect there, by the way. So yeah, just it's amazing how freaking good it's been. Freaking love this mod. Like, it seems weird, but yeah, I do actually still play this on a pretty regular basis on both versions for the sake of comparison and all that. Cause yeah, it's that good. Like, if you've been playing a thing for over a year straight after you've been playing the original game for like almost a decade, and you're still not sick of it, yeah, I think it's safe to say that it's pretty darn dandy. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, thank you for showing up to this dealing. Glad to see that some folks actually did. Because yeah, I wasn't given how little advertisement I put into this, I wasn't really sure whether anybody would be showing up. So there's that. Right, I'm gonna make a quick, short push with the Knights here. I know they're gonna be able to stand up to at least a single turn, but what I want to do is get at least one unit taken out. So if I can get Zapan or that bird taken out, this will become a lot easier. So there's just a little bit of a unique moment here. And this is why you don't necessarily want to charge most of the time. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, one of the children is getting upset. Hopefully that won't last for long. But yeah, this is why you don't necessarily want to charge, because both their healers will just run up and, you know, do their thing here. Alright. Mace is still just gonna take a step back here. Oh boy. Hang on. One moment, please. And once again, we're faking. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. That's, yeah. Kiddos and they're faking being upset. Never a good time. It's like, it's just one of those things that's unnecessarily stressful. It's like, oh no, something's terribly wrong, and then you go and check and they're like, I just wanted attention. Like, really? Really? This is what we're doing. Alright, Aegis would be very useful, but I need a Phalanx right there. Since at this point they've... Yeah, I might lose a unit or two, but this will be worth it. Alright, I probably should have moved her one tile closer. That's fine. These guys are gonna do their thing. Yeah. Oh boy, that's, that is a noise. Sorry, I'm just gonna mute it for a little bit until that stops. Alright, and I'm back. Yeah, I think I, let's do that. And Aegis on you. Right, let's have her retreat out of this. But yeah, I think after this fight I might have to actually call it. Because, yeah, stuff's getting a little loud on this end. Not great, I know, but such is life. Okay, so, now that at least one guy's gone, and we have some relative control over the situation, I'm gonna go ahead and retreat everybody back, kinda form up in the back, you know, do the usual kind of thing. And yeah, take out this second bird, then deal with Zapan, then deal with the Knights. Just gotta do a little bit of trapping here. Because yeah, if any unit that is within range of 2 healers, they are just straight up invincible. So you gotta pretty much get them out of the way. Now, again, it should be noted that personally, I don't think that that monks are OP at all. Just because, yeah, the situations required for them to be, you know, quote-unquote OP and all that, still require A, the loss of a substantial amount of offense, and B, it takes more than one. Like, honestly, if there's just one, they'll be able to do some stuff, but still, you can usually just, you know, take advantage of the fact that they're pretty much biding for time. You need 2 of them to actually be able to completely keep a unit alive for as long as you really need. As much as I need her healing, I need this guy dying. So, rip. Oh, dickery, I just realized what I did. Okay, well. I just screwed myself there. Okay, great. I needed to run up and shank that guy. Okay, let's go ahead and distract the healing a little bit. Drop a Phalanx right there. So he's gonna just make a bit of a control push here. So we're gonna lose Herald. And we lost Tennis. That's fine. This is still manageable. That pushback, less so, but it's fine. Now, what can I do to these healers? Okay, so I can take a substantial chunk out of one of the healers here. Or I can finish... Yeah, you know what? Let's just finish off the caster instead. As Rakes put it, the absolutely best condition is... Well, the absolute harshest debuff is dead. So, alright. Look forward here. Yeah, they're getting their knights in. I wish he had a finisher right now. Getting that reset on the guy would be really, really handy. Alright. Now, since you've apparently not learned the absurd amazingness of burst moves, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get a Faded Circle. Now he should be able to dodge tank up front. Okay, do that. Got a stun off. Unfortunately, like I said, those knights are going to be very difficult to take care of. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Ah, dang it. I'm forgetting about the bird again. Forgetting about the bird. I always forget stuff about behind the front lines. Dang. Okay, so she's pretty confident behind her knights. They just got a ninja, that's annoying, but still manageable. Okay. Okay, I can't do a Purify anyway. Yeah, let's heal this guy. He's just gonna get healed, though. When we throw a healing thing to him... No, wait. Aqua won't do anything. I'm gonna regret not using the spear last turn for a long time, aren't I? Block, slash... Actually, could have potentially died if that was the case. That's fine, he's serving as healer distraction. At this point, though, this move right here, that should change everything. So first off, Phalanx. She can't run up and support the front anymore. So I can get them separated, and this is the real strength of how knights work, in my opinion. Because you can just use them to completely just annihilate positioning. So there we go. Got that going. As much as I need him healing, maybe he can get the stun proc. Not quite. And he's just gonna sit there. There's a good chance he's gonna go down too. Ah, you dick. Okay, I can get him trapped though. He should be just out of range of both healers. The male might be able to still reach him though. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and keep that TK alive. Get a little bit of get a little bit of self-healing. I was gonna say support those two, but they've got ways to keep themselves going. Okay, knights are wearing themselves down. I was worried about that caster. There is a small but reasonable chance that this could kill. No, okay. Okay, so he's completely cut off now. So they're going to be worried about fixing their healer, they're not going to be worried about fixing Zapan. If Zapan's gone, that ends up getting rid of a lot of their push factor, because he does a ton of damage. Yes! Okay, good. So get out of here. Yeah, I forget who it was that was asking about how to handle this fight, and this is basically how you do it. You've got to separate everybody. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but with a suboptimal party, this is still very doable. Poison Cloud, that's gonna hurt like hell, especially for Mace. Yeah, crap. Just gotta... Okay, at least Rainbow's put herself up front. I can potentially trap her. As soon as Denim gets a turn. Alright, can I get a turn now? I'd really, really like a turn right about now. So I can make some moves. Thank you. What can I actually do, though? I think probably healing over here is the best bet, because yeah, it'll get rid of that poison, too. There we go. Poison gone. Get... What I probably want to do... Okay, so... Here's what I'm thinking. I can't necessarily take out that guy on the right. Let's see, actually, no. Both archers get a chance to move. Okay, let's do this. If I attack him, and both archers are properly set up, there's a chance this could work. He would have probably had just enough TP, I was thinking, to go attack the caster, and then run up, and then phalanx her to just never be able to be part of the fight again. But this could potentially work better. I'm thinking do that. Wait, doesn't he have... Crap, I thought he had Aegis on him. Whatever. Yeah, they're getting more reinforcements, that's not great. I will say at this point it's balanced in a way where those reinforcements actually matter. I have to say in vanilla it was a little bit hilarious. You're like, oh yeah, we brought another guy in, and they just instantly die. It's like, sure glad you waited like 15 turns to do that. Okay. Question is, where does she have a shot from? Looks like right here. Okay, so it's all on Sarah now. If she's got a good shot, then we might have this. Got her tremendous. And checkmate? Not quite. Not quite, but very close. Yeah, Lady Healer's gonna be able... Yes, yes, war bad. Thanks, old lady. Sucks. Okay. What? Okay, weird. Okay, she went for a major instead of a proper heal. Fortunately, Denim is still at commission right now, but at least he can still heal himself. Get him out of the way a little bit. Okay, Ameda... Your odds suck. Actually, no wait, you can finish this right now. Finish her. Yes, you were too quick to judge. That hammer in the face cleared up your vision and everything. Alright, so he's coming, allegedly. Misunderstand that as you will. Should probably go ahead and actually save it now. There we go. Did that. Now... That's not the menu I wanted. Scratch what I said earlier, it might actually be possible to go ahead and finish Almorica before anything else. Now, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, what the hell, why not? There we go. So, decent Berserker setup right there. It's gonna be that fight next. So I want to say Sword and Board on him. Go, get a Targe. Heavy armor's fine, helmet's fine. I want to learn skill-wise. He's basically learned all of the casting abilities he's gonna. Now, is there anything I want to get rid of here? Faded Circle could be useful, HP Infusion will be useful. I think his accuracy is high enough that Tactician will just be more useful. Now, he doesn't have a finisher yet, which is fine, because his first finisher doesn't really matter that much for this fight. He's mostly just going to be casting. Actually, Burst and Shield. Like, just using no weapons, pretty awesome. Oh, hello there, Mr. Rakes. How's it going? Just looked down and didn't even realize anybody was here. Oh yeah. Let's see, where you find this healer character, Red, the Red Cleric? You mean Felicia? This one right here? Well, I mean, she's kind of reddish, I guess? But yeah, that's the alternative to Donalto. Like, if Donalto dies in that first fight, usually you get a generic cleric named Felicia, which her whole backstory is just like, oh yeah, they were super young and a really good healer or whatever, which is hilarious, because all healers are practically identical in vanilla, but still, point being, they're like, oh yeah, they were young and gifted and everything else, and yet they looked like they were 30 like everybody else, like 30 or 40 or whatever. So yeah, her whole shtick is that, yeah, now she looks like, Claire? There we go. So, basically, if you let Donalto die in that first fight, that's who you get. Now then, let's go ahead and save it in case it crashes, and move on to Elmarka Passageway, where Barkley will proceed to beat the ever-loving Christ out of Ice. Hello there, Red Vice. We were allies. Oh no, my beard, it did not protect me from blades. What a shame. Also, this sounds hilarious if you have it sped up. Like, no, I am so evil. I gotta be evil now. We're like, okay, we'll go ahead and stab you in the evil. Since yes, doesn't have to end like this, I'm totally sure that'll work out. Just keep going with that. Let's go Grace and take that staircase, I think. That'll cause them to act a bit faster for a while, but I want to take that staircase. There we go. Now we're on an equal footing. Still... Do. I want to charge TP? Not quite. Yeah, let's go over here. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that only does one? What's he wearing? Give me just a moment, please. Okay, got it. So, bought a few minutes, but yeah, this will have to be the last thing for today. Loud entrance, loud entrance. Huh. Did he always have that jump? I'm pretty sure he did. Whatever, we're gonna take a wall anyway. Get airbursted! Can't dodge that, a-hole. God, airburst is so good. It's like Starburst, except with tornadoes. Funny part is, he'll probably end up ranking up his swords and end up completely rocking this pretty soon. You've got a knife that can't do jack to armor. I say as he takes a pretty reasonable chunk, but oh well. That's fine. That's fine, I'm just to eat those grapes. Just shove them in the stab wounds. As you do. So I wasn't terribly worried about this. Vice, for all of his trickiness and everything else, like especially if you've got a caster build or something, like I will see he's definitely a lot more fair at this point. The vanilla version of him could be a little bit annoying at sometimes. But alright. Let's see, so if Donald dies in the battle, we have to save him, I win this character. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, are we going neutral on this? I think we're going neutral on this. I really like neutral. So neutral, you rejoin the resistance, and chaos, you're just like flipping up your middle finger and running out, and letting all that chaos happen. Yeah, we're gonna go neutral. Hi dudes, you're my friend now, and then just Vice malfunctions and runs away. It's like, no, My hopes and dreams of stabbing everyone in the back have been completely foiled. So yeah, and okay, I didn't actually mean to skip over that last one, but yeah, you see, whoa, hello. I've got something wrong in the emulator settings. That was different. Alright, then some plot happens, as you do. Hey, we got some plot over here too, and then everybody hangs out in Plot Castle. Oh yeah, right. Actually, wait, maybe we do have time for one more. This one's cool. So, yeah, this is... where's long range refreshment wench? There we go. It's kind of like short range refreshment wench at this point, but that just doesn't have the same ring to it. And I think Mace wants to try out his new weapon, so we'll do it that way. Probably switch you over to a more offensive build again. There we go. Go for a brand. But yeah, so what I was trying to say is, yeah, they are not letting you leave that that first Cressero fight without a cleric. So, like, one way or another, you get one. And yeah, so it's Hector. And if you're wondering whatever happened to Mr. Folkert's original armor, it went to Hector now because yeah, the dude is like a major player in all the routes, and then just like he doesn't get any unique sprite. Like what gives? The dude does all the cool, awesome stuff, and like ends up like probably pulling one of the weirdest low-key betrayals in anything ever. I'm like, yeah, no, we just don't feel like he needs a unique sprite. But you know who does need a unique sprite? Some random beast tamer that just is kind of off in the background here that almost nobody ended up ever hiring. Yeah, that's yeah, we got this figured out. We got our priorities right. Even though, yeah, so historically speaking, typically if somebody could afford it, they had some fanciest crap armor, like the whole stereotype of like it was all just steel plates and was looking all dull as hell and everything. Yeah, no, dude, they had some really cool paint designs. Like they just went like had custom paint jobs on all their plates and everything. It was really cool. Like I think I mentioned it before. My favorite one is one that's I want to say it's in a museum in Washington. But there was some dude that I think they said they just called him like the Knight of the Night or something. Like obviously it probably would have been worded better. It's just kind of how it winds up in English. But it was just some guy who had a night sky painted on his armor. I'm like, man, that is a cool guy right there. I don't know what their shtick is, but that is cool as hell. So yeah, completely unrelated. But yeah, if you want to get Felicia, definitely let Mr. Donalto eat it. He doesn't always want to do that, so if you just kind of hang back, the zombies usually will take care of that for you. You know, usual kind of stuff. He's not terribly good at staying alive for that long. Alrighty then. So, you know. Mr. Dude has heal too. They didn't take away his brain powers. Oh, looks like, yeah, it looks like my little one's getting up, so it's time to go beat the hell out of Hector here. And I forgot to put Faded Circle back on him. Let's see, do I have a minute? Yeah, he's just slightly getting up. But I do have to run this and fast forward. By the way, as you can see, now that he's gotten up to some better equipment here, Mr. Once he gets to about 10, like 10 is around the point where Berserkers start really coming into their own. And at this point, he's pretty close to being able to afford Last Resort, which is like at that point they can just completely crush things. So it's the equivalent of the original Sanguine Assault, but a bit more balanced, as I understand it. But it definitely works a lot better now. But you just run around just completely demolishing things. It's great. But they do have to sacrifice some health every time they use it, so you gotta keep a steady stream of healing going and all that sort of thing. Alright, yeah, it looks like Mr. Dude is well and proper up at this point. Come on. There we go. Felicia, finish this. Bring it home. Alright. And he's all done now. Okay, I gotta get going. So, you guys have a good one. Thank you for showing up, and take care.